Tonight, Iyanla takes on a house full of mama drama.
If I had my way, he would have had another wife.
Don't call my number no more.
Have you ever apologized?
No, I haven't.
When Carolyn left that message on my voicemail, I said I don't ever want to see her again.
A husband and son at the center.
Daniel told me, you're gonna have to go through Keisha to see Cairo. That's your baby. Why I gotta go through Keisha?
She is using your son to punish your mother.
My mother was a drug addict. She disappeared.
I'm his grandmother. I want to be a part of his life.
Can Iyanla get them back on track?
What you are doing is not working.
This is where I lose it. Don't follow me.
Next.
Life happens to everybody, even me. Life didn't care that I had written a bunch of books, traveled the world speaking, lived in my dream home, and made a bunch of money. And then life left me broke and feeling broken. The only way to get back was to do the work. I did my work and put my life back together piece by piece. I am Iyanla Vanzant, and I am here to help you do your work. I am here in sunny Long Beach, California, to do a story about a love triangle. A man in the middle of two women, his wife and his mother. What do you do when your wife and your mother don't get along? How do you navigate that?
When did it all go bad?
44-year-old Daniel is a man in the middle of two women, his mother and his wife, and they're bitter fighting.
See, here you go.
The two have been at each other's throats for over 10 years, and it's causing a major breakdown within the family.
There's nothing more I would love for them to actually get along, genuinely get along. I'm just caught in the middle.
Carolyn and Keisha both blame each other, and Daniel seems to have taken sides.
I've never done anything to her, but every time I'm in her presence, she feels like she needs to insult me. She talked to me like I was another woman that Daniel was fooling with.
It's like she feels like it's some sort of competition. She thinks that I kept her away from him. She thinks that I've turned him against her.
To be jealous of me is stupid. I'm his mother. If I had my way, he would have had another wife.
The feud intensified after Keisha and Daniel had their first child together. While Daniel has 3 daughters from previous relationships, Cairo was his first boy and Carolyn's first grandson. But Keisha limited and controlled Carolyn's visits with the newborn.
It was always an excuse. I couldn't see him. He's sick. He's got a cold. His nose is running.
When Carolyn complained to Daniel, he says he tried to stay neutral.
Daniel told me, well, Mama, you're gonna have to go through Keisha to see Cairo. Are you out of your damn mind? That's your baby. Why I gotta go through Keisha?
Eventually, Carolyn's frustration over her restricted time with Cairo exploded in the form of a seething voicemail to Keisha.
I'm not dealing with you no more. Don't call my number no more. You can have Daniel and Cairo and stick them up your fat ass.
I told Daniel that on that day, I was like, I never want to see your mother again. She's not going to have anything to do with me or my child.
I don't appreciate what she said. I couldn't let that slide. And that was the ultimate disrespect to me. Not only did you disrespect my wife, you disrespected me, you disrespected my son.
It's now been nearly a year since Daniel or Keisha have spoken to Carolyn, and they refuse to let her see her only grandson.
I'm your son's grandmother. Can't you see I'm his grandmother? I want to be a part of his life.
If I could have it my way, we would be one. It would be Daniel, Carolyn, Keisha, Cairo, and of course my other daughters. It tears me apart. If this doesn't get fixed, my mom is going to miss out on her only grandson's life.
So I'm meeting first with the elder, the grandmother, the mother, the woman at one point of the triangle. Good to meet you.
It's good to meet you. It's even better meeting you.
So why am I here, Miss Carolyn? Why am I here?
You're here because I'm having problems with my son and my daughter-in-law.
Okay, tell me what you mean by problems.
My son, he hasn't called me, he
Okay.
won't come to see me, and I'm not allowed to see the baby. And all of this is because there's something going on between she and I that I don't quite understand. She doesn't want Daniel to have a relationship with me. To me, she's controlling him. And I'm wondering what happened to his balls because he's going along with the...
Miss Carolyn, after them balls get hair on them, they ain't your concern no more. Can we be clear about that? Okay, those balls are no longer your concern. Let me offer you something, okay?
Okay.
You don't like her. Because if you liked her, and if your relationship with her were important to you, I would not be here. And y'all would work it out. Duke it out till you work it out.
I have tried and tried and tried. I will call her. Keisha,
Oh, yeah.
let's go and have dinner. Let's go and have lunch.
You call her.
Yes. Oh, I know where you're going now.
Oh, you do you?
Yes, I do.
I told you, I'm not dealing with you no more. Then call my number no more. You can have Daniel and Cairo and stick them up your fat ass.
And at that time...
You a little thuggish, Miss Carolyn.
I
You's
got
a little thug.
I got a little thug in me.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever apologized?
No, I haven't. Because when I made that statement, I meant it. And I was very, very angry.
Out of order. On every level.
But let me tell
You're
you.
the elder. You have to always be the example, even if that example is silence. I'm here to understand what is wrong with you and what is the hole in your heart that you would be engaged in this level of breakdown with your only son and your only grandson. Because I suspect that there's a breakdown between you and Daniel that he just invited Keisha into.
Things started getting heavy on me.
Carolyn admits how a painful separation over 30 years ago resulted in her abuse of drugs and abandonment of her only child, Daniel.
When a white powder in a glassine bag becomes more important than her son.
And it did. It did.
Yeah.
Nothing else mattered at that time. I didn't know.
So how long did you engage in crack and cocaine?
For about 12 years.
So you missed 13 to 24, and you telling me the problem is Keisha? Okay, so have you ever really owned that? I was a cocaine addict for 12 years. Have you ever really owned that?
Absolutely.
To your son?
Yes.
It's one thing for your son to know that you use drugs. It's another thing for you to meet him eye to eye and say to him, I was a crack addict for 12 years, and I know that must have broken your heart.
Well, I didn't really go there.
Oh, yeah, well, that's where you got to go. Because until you can really hear from him what your fall from grace did to him, he can't trust his heart with you. I'll see you later, because I'm going to go see your son.
Next, I'm heading over to Daniel's house to meet with the man who believes he's caught between two fighting women. I'm starting to sense that Daniel's childhood abandonment and his mother's addiction could be the real foundation of this conflict.
Thank you for having me in your home. So what is your perspective of why I'm here?
I've myself have tried to be the mediator for so long. And obviously, me trying to do it by myself is not working.
So tell me what it looks like for you.
I've, heard my mom just go in on my wife.
Why do you think she does that?
The only thing I could come up with is she doesn't want this other woman to be in my life now. My mother was a drug addict. And she disappeared in my life for some years. And when she came back into my life, there was another woman.
What happens to the heart of a 10, 12-year-old when his mother leaves him? What happened to your heart?
It crumbled. It crumbled.
So that's a long, slow ache.
Yes.
You're still not at peace with that.
No.
And what do you do with that as a man within yourself?
I mask it. I try to tuck it away.
Or you marry a woman who'll do it for you. Because that stuff hasn't gone away, Danye. The hurt, the crumbled little pieces of your heart. And that's probably why it's okay for you that Miss Keisha would keep Mr. Cairo away from Miss Carolyn. You're punishing her. You got Miss Keisha doing your dirty work with your mama.
I know.
No?
No, I mean...
Oh, so a woman can come in your life and tell your mother that she can't see your son? I want you to hear this. This ain't about your mother and Keisha.
Right.
This is about you and your mother and how you have brilliantly, cleverly attracted to you a woman that would do your dirty work and act out your anger with your mom.
You tell me to take my son, stick him up my ass. I said to Daniel that I never wanted to see her again.
I'm in LA working with 44-year-old Danye as he attempts to navigate a bitter 11-year feud between his wife Keisha and mother Carolyn.
She thinks that I kept her away from him. She thinks that I've turned him against her.
If I had my way, he would have had another wife.
The upset between the two women intensified after Danye and Keisha had their first child. Danye has 3 daughters from previous relationships, but Cairo was his first son. Although Keisha says it was justified, she always found a reason to keep Carolyn from seeing her only grandson.
It was always an excuse. I couldn't see him.
The tension between the two women erupted in the form of a vicious voicemail from Carolyn to Keisha.
You can have Daniel and Cairo and stick them up your fat ass.
Nearly a year later, Keisha still refused to talk to Carolyn or allow her to see Cairo. Danye sided with his wife.
I won't let my mother disrespect my wife.
As in most conflicts, everyone involved is blaming the other without realizing they all have a role in this breakdown. Over 30 years ago, a painful relationship led Carolyn to abuse crack and cocaine and abandon young Danye.
So you missed 13 to 24, and you telling me the problem is Keisha?
Danye has yet to heal those painful wounds.
And that's probably why it's okay for you that Miss Keisha would keep Mr. Cairo away from Miss Carolyn.
And if he can't mend his fractured relationship with his mother, the entire family will continue to suffer.
Miss Keisha!
I'm meeting with Keisha, the other woman, at her home.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good and you.
I want to hear her side of the story that has resulted in this hateful feud with her mother-in-law.
I'm gonna ask you the same thing I've been asking everybody.
Okay.
What is your understanding of why I'm here?
Well, to fix this relationship that I don't have with my mother-in-law.
So are you angry with her?
Today?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
When Carolyn left that message on my voicemail, you tell me to take my son, 4 years old, your grandson, stick him up my ass, but you offer absolutely nothing, something to say, you know what, I'm sorry. I should not have done that. I said to Danye that I never wanted to see her again. I don't ever want to see her again.
You said to Danye that you never wanted to see his mother again. What did you expect him to do with that, Miss Keisha? Really, come on now.
If he can't force his mother to talk to me and be civil to me, then that's disrespect to me.
Do you know Miss Carolyn's story?
No, I don't.
Because if you knew her story as a woman, you would see her differently. You created a relationship with Danye's mother instead of Carolyn, the woman. That was your mistake. And what you do in the meantime is you dishonor and disrespect her by withholding her grandson.
Now that's what I don't do. No, because Danye told her in order for her to have a relationship with Cairo, she needs to have a conversation with me.
That wasn't his business. See, because that's woman's business. Would you be willing to have a conversation with Miss Carolyn?
I don't know. It is very difficult for me to, at the drop of a dime, to just turn it off.
Turn what off?
Turn what, all the anger and all the emotions just
to forget.
Just to forget. I'm not able to just simply act like nothing happened.
I'm not asking you to act like nothing happened. I'm asking you to take responsibility for your role in it. I haven't heard you take any responsibility for anything.
Keisha just won't let go of the past. She's stuck. So I turn my focus back to her husband.
Mr. Danye!
I actually sense this chaos started more than 30 years ago when drugs took Danye's mom away from him. So I have arranged for him to meet with his mother for the first time in nearly a year.
I want you to pack a bag.
But when I ask him to spend the night with his mom, he has excuses about something important to do.
Why would you schedule anything into the midst of this not knowing what it was? Why would you do that? I have flown all the way across the country.
I understand.
Left my home, my commitments to be here for you. You don't get to run this.
And
What you do is get to commit to it. You can't run this like it's just another part of your life. This is for your healing, for your mom, for your son. And I need you to be as committed to this as I am.
I can't.
All right, so you tell me what you want me to do.
Oh my God.
It's your life.
I mean, I'm willing to go forward right now, but I can't stay all night. I can't stay. I'm even willing to go do what I have to do and even willing to come back.
So what I'm hearing you say then is that you're willing to go now, to do this, and then when it's complete, go do what you have to do and then come back. Is that what I'm hearing you say? Okay, I can agree to that. So get your bag.
Danye finally agrees to meet me later that evening at his mother's. I arrive early to prep Carolyn. This is a conversation she has been avoiding for decades.
Yeah.
See who that is?
Me?
Yeah, you stay here. I'm a guest.
No, that voice anyway. I know that voice anyway.
I figured it.
Too.
I figured it.
How you doing?
I'm doing good now. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Long time no see, stranger.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, you know, I know.
So I just thought that it was important before we go any further that there's conversations that you all need to have. Here's what I want you to get. There was a breakdown between the two of you when he was about 12.
Yeah.
And you were gone for 12 years.
Yeah.
You came back to find a 24-year-old man.
Yeah.
But you didn't know who he had become in those years.
You're right. You're right. You're right. I was in the past thinking that he was the same little boy that I left.
Tell him that.
You know, I missed you, Diane. I want you to forgive me.
Forgive you for what?
For missing out on those years in your life.
Tell him what they
I should
were.
have been the mother to you that I wasn't. I'm so sorry. I love you. I loved you then. I wasn't there. Will you forgive me, please? I wish I could do it again, you know?
Now, Danye, tell your mother what she missed and what it felt like for you. She needs to
cold, rock, gut, bottom truth so that you and her can heal.
It hurt.
No.
It hurt a lot.
What does that mean, it hurt me? Tell her the condition of your
It
heart.
broke me down.
Yeah.
It broke me down to like starting from scratch, because at that time when I needed my mom, she wasn't there.
You weren't
You
there.
weren't there.
Yeah. What were the scars her absence left on you, Daniel?
It carries over from not really knowing how a man is supposed to treat a woman. You know I argue with my wife about stupid things. You know, I blame my kids for stupid things, but you weren't there to actually show me how to deal with that.
That's why I want this Sullivan family now to start talking and expressing feelings, because if Miss Carolyn and Miss Keisha don't heal this, Cairo's greatest gift, he won't have.
You know I want to be a part of Cairo's life. I don't want him to miss out the love that I have for him, just like the love I have for you. But I want to be there for him.
Mr. Daniel, your mama needs to see her grandson. You need to work that out. Daniel says he has a personal matter to take care of, but promises to return later in the night to continue his work. So you gonna leave your mom and come back?
Yes.
And I'll see you later.
I've been a liar. I've been all of these things that you called me.
Mr. Daniel, if you are not honorable to your word, how is anybody supposed to trust you as a man?
Honestly, I could really care less.
So I'm here in sunny Los Angeles with the Sullivan family on day 2. We got a lot going on. I thought I came here to fix Carolyn and Keisha's relationship, but the bigger problem could be Daniel's unresolved issues. I want you to hear this. This ain't about your mother and Keisha. Yesterday, he spoke with his mother for the first time in nearly a year and started to deal with his childhood abandonment after his mom's drug addiction took her out of his life.
At that time when I needed my mom, she wasn't there.
You weren't
there.
Yeah. And Daniel admitted this isn't the only dysfunctional connection in his life.
I know I argue with my wife about stupid things. You know, I blame my kids for stupid things, but that's me dealing with the women in my life.
But before looking at those relationships, I must carefront Daniel about dishonoring his word. Last night, he promised to spend the night at his mom's after taking care of a personal matter, but he never came back. So what happened yesterday, Mr. Daniel? The work that I had for you to do with your mom would have taken place overnight.
Right. I mean, I understand that, but
But you made a commitment to me.
Right, and I couldn't also make a commitment to my life and my family to where if I wouldn't have shown up for work, I would have lost my job.
Miss, I don't believe that.
Honestly, I could really care less.
But now you're telling me it was work, and you never said it was work.
I didn't feel I had to say it was work-related.
Why not?
I mean, because it wouldn't have made a difference. Would it have really made a difference?
Yes, it would have, Mr.
Okay.
Daniel.
Well, I apologize.
And it's a question of character, Mr. Daniel.
Okay, so now my character's being attacked.
Not attacked, questioned. If you are not true and honorable to your word, how is anybody supposed to trust you as a man? You made a conscious choice for whatever reason not to say to me, Miss Iyanla, if I don't go to work, I can lose my job.
Okay, I'm sorry I didn't go into
No,
detail.
it's not about sorry. I want you to see how without clear communication, you set up scenarios that call your character into question. Maybe your communication or it not being clear is what has lended to this situation with your mother, with your wife.
Can we move forward now? Because I made a mistake. I've been a liar. I've been all of these things that you called me.
See, okay, here's what I need you to do right now. I need you to be 44 with me and hear this as what's required for your healing. And not as an attack, not as a put down. I'm here to help you see your level of responsibility.
To help Daniel understand
all the relationships in his life, I've called in 2 of his adult daughters, Tiffany and Deja.
I want you to have a conversation with some people that have known you all their life.
Okay.
Ladies. Hello.
These young women told me they barely see their father and feel excluded from his life, but their dad doesn't see it that way.
Well, I know you've seen him recently. Yes. You haven't. When was the last time you saw your dad?
Graduation.
Last year.
It is critical for Daniel to realize their pain so he can become aware of how his reckless communication leads to fractured relationships, including the bitter feud between his wife and mother.
I got your back.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
And I'm gonna help you. You share the truth of your experience and trust your gut.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, I feel like one minute you'll tell me something and then the next minute it won't happen. And then like I won't hear from you like months after.
I'm the first one to admit there's been times when I haven't or I couldn't. I had all intentions on doing it, but maybe something came up.
Do you trust your father?
I don't trust him by his word, no. See,
Not gonna
don't be
ruin-
mad.
No, nobody ever died from upset.
I feel like you can't protect me.
Okay.
And how does that make you feel?
It hurts my feelings, cause Daddy knows, like, he knows I've been. He knows
Hold
I'm
your sister's hand. What about you, Deja?
I feel the exact same way.
Yeah. Are you a daddyless daughter?
I am a daddyless daughter
Because?
because we don't talk. We don't even see each other.
I've called her.
Dad,
Okay, I haven't called you.
unless my phone is broken, I answer everyone's phone calls.
But you only called me when you needed me for something.
Mr. Daniel, I'm sorry. They just said that they feel you are excluding them from your life.
And
Wait a minute. As a dad, there's nothing that you can tell or defend or explain to your baby girls that's gonna make them feel better about the fact that they've been feel excluded from your life.
I don't feel it that way.
Well, you didn't feel that your daughter didn't trust you. So your feelings are a little off. I hope you got that.
Yeah, they don't matter, but okay.
You're making it about you. And these are your children. And you are defending yourself and excusing and making them responsible for the way they experience you.
Oh, okay.
This is how they
I need a timeout.
experience
I need a
you.
timeout because you're not going to just sit there and continue to attack my character.
Do you feel me attacking his character? Now look at your daughter.
We're good. We'll
No,
talk.
no, you're not good.
We'll talk.
No,
but
you're
I'm
not
not going to
good.
sit here and do this.
You're not good. You're not good.
I need a
Stay right
timeout.
there. You're making it about you. And these are your children. And you are defending yourself and excusing and making them responsible.
Okay.
This is how
I
they
need a
experience
timeout. I need a
you.
timeout because you're not going to just sit there and continue to attack my character.
Do you feel me attacking his? Now look at your daughter.
We're good. We'll talk.
No, you're not good.
We'll talk,
No,
but
you're
I'm not going to
good.
sit here and do this.
You're not good. You're not good.
I need a
Stay
timeout.
right there. Stay right there.
I will not abandon these young women just because their father can't take the heat.
People don't have to agree, but you get a right to speak your truth. Is that accurate?
I just feel like I'm hurting his feelings,
But that's okay. But that's okay. You can't hurt his feelings, but your feelings can be hurt.
yeah, but I just don't want him mad.
He can be mad. He's a grown man.
For some reason, I feel like I should try harder too.
Yes, you can. You absolutely can, now that you're 18, now that you're a grown woman. But when you are having a breakdown in a relationship with someone, how do you heal it without telling the truth? How do you heal it? Do you know what your daughters just said to me?
I heard everything they said, and can they speak instead of you speaking? Because it just seems like every time I speak the way I feel, I get attacked.
No, you're not getting attacked.
That's
what I
what it
want
is.
you to understand, that's your filter, and that's how you're
No,
hearing
that's the way
it.
I feel.
Yeah, but what I'm offering you, Mr. Daniel, is a new way of being.
Every single time, I haven't got to complete a sentence. Every single time I start saying the way I feel, you jump in and
Because
say...
I am trying to coach you, not attack you.
Okay.
And the way you've been doing it isn't working.
We're just trying to tell you what we were scared to tell, what we've always
and
been
that's
scared
fine.
to tell
I mean,
you.
I understand.
We're not saying that you never played a role in our lives, like you're just a deadbeat. We're not saying that at all. We're just saying, like, since you've been with Keisha, you know things have been different. Like, you're not close to anyone besides Keisha and Cairo.
Sometimes as a dad, as a parent, you just gotta sit there and listen and grit your teeth and whatever and say, okay, how can I do it better? Sometimes they don't need the stories.
Right.
They don't need the defenses, the explanations. Could you just apologize and ask what you need to do next?
I apologize to both of you if you feel excluded.
Mr. Daniel, that's about building a different relationship.
And
with
it
him.
starts today.
I appreciate you using everything that you have, even if it don't work, to parent your baby girls and to get better at it. Now, go hug your daddy.
Daniel is starting to see that similar to his mother neglecting and abandoning him because of drugs, he is neglecting his own children.
My phone fits. There you go. See, look at you immediately.
But there's still more to be done, so I head back to his home to finish our work.
Hard conversation.
Yes, yes,
I know. Hard for you to hear some of that?
yes. But that's what I needed.
Oh, so now you say you needed it.
Yeah, that's what I needed.
What was hard for you?
All this time, never really knowing how they felt.
Can I tell you something about that? You never really learned how to be present and there and give them your heart because you weren't really parented. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So I really want you to get that. It's helping you understand.
With Daniel finally realizing his role in the family breakdown, it's now on Keisha to accept her role, heal her resentment, and stop using her son Cairo as a mechanism of control.
You gonna say to a 4-year-old, stick him up your ass?
She didn't
You
say
not
that to
finna
a
do it.
4-year-old.
She said it to me about
That's
my
right.
son.
Absolutely.
Because you can't,
Absolutely.
this is where it's, you know, I'll lose it.
Ain't you glad?
After 2 long days, Daniel has started on the path to healing. Now it's Keisha's turn. There comes a point when you must choose to let go. She and her mother-in-law must find a way to move forward. So as I try to get through to Keisha, I ask Carolyn to meet me at her son's home.
So what is it that's going on that would prevent Miss Carolyn from seeing her only son? I'm asking that of you.
Disrespecting his mom.
But that's a conversation that you need to have with your mother. She can be furious with her, or you furious with her. That cannot impact her relationship with the grandchild. Has she ever hurt Cairo?
No, she hasn't.
Do you think that she would ever harm Cairo?
I don't think so, no.
Then if you can believe that she would never hurt, harm, or injure him, the rest of the stuff is yours. And you're imposing it on him.
No, it's not. No, and you know what? My son is 4. If Carolyn cannot have a civilized conversation with us,
Would you do it to your mother?
my mother wouldn't do that. You gonna say to a 4-year-old, stick him up your ass?
She didn't
You
say
not
that to
finna
a
do it.
4-year-old.
She said it to me about
That's
my
right.
son.
Absolutely.
Because you can't.
But
This is where it's, you know, I'll lose
so
it.
loud?
Cause I'm like that.
That's why you talking so loud.
Cause you're not finna do that.
But at what point? Oh, this is how adults in this family deal with
Exactly.
challenging.
And don't follow me.
I'm sorry, this is hard, but you gotta get this. She is using your son to punish your mother.
I'm definitely not trying to use him as fun. I don't think my wife is too, but that's really...
You are demanding that your mother appease her disrespect of your wife and in the process withholding your son. I think what Miss Carolyn did is absolutely disgraceful, and I took her to the mat for it. But what y'all are doing in response is very petty and immature.
But have not once within that 8 months decided to call and say, you know what, I shouldn't have said that.
She didn't know she could. There is a relationship between the parent and the grandparent, the grandchild and the grandparent that has nothing to do with the parent. It's about boundaries. So you're back. Now, can I ask you a question? What was that about? As a grown 40-year-old woman, having a conversation because there's something you don't agree with, that you get up and walk out.
I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you, argue about the fact that what she did was disrespectful to my son, and you tell me that it shouldn't affect the relationship with my son.
I said it was not disrespectful to your son. Your son doesn't know anything at 4 years old about disrespect.
You're right.
She was disrespectful to you.
You're absolutely
And I
right.
said it was inappropriate and it was out of order. But she should not be punished by having her grandson withheld, because she can never recover that time with her grandson, ever. What you are doing is not working. Everybody has to accept their part of the responsibility in the breakdown. Everybody. And Miss Keisha, you seem to be the only person that don't have no responsibility here. Miss Keisha, why is this so hard for you?
It must be.
What needs to happen in order for you to move past it?
I need for Carolyn to tell me I shouldn't have done that.
Okay, so after that, after you get that apology from Miss Carolyn, it's what I'm hearing then, that you will be ready to move on, to build and create a new
Sure will.
relationship. Miss Keisha, why is this so hard for you?
It must be.
What needs to happen in order for you to move past it?
I need for Carolyn to tell me I shouldn't have done that.
Okay, so after that, after you get that apology from Miss Carolyn, it's what I'm hearing then, that you will be ready to move on, to build and create a new
Sure
relationship, to create healing and peace. Miss Carolyn.
After 11 years of fighting, including a very nasty voicemail, Keisha and Carolyn must come face to face.
We leaving you. We don't even want you in our conversation. Can we go in your house?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Danye has started to see his role, and now the ball is in the women's court. It's time to stop being mean to each other. Otherwise, a child may never know his grandmother, and a family will continue to be fractured.
Miss Carolyn, you're the elder here, so I want to give you an opportunity to share with Miss Keisha whatever it is you need to share to begin healing.
Okay. Keisha, first thing I want to tell you, from my heart, I really do apologize to you for what I said. It was out of anger, stress, and I was at fault for blaming you. I got some thug in me that I'm willing to get rid of, to make a change between us, if I may.
So please forgive me.
Will you please forgive me?
I forgive you.
Did you receive Miss Carolyn's apology?
I did. I believe that it's very sincere. This is what I want you and for you, to, Carolyn, to understand, that I in no way have ever kept Danye from having a relationship with you.
Have you kept Cairo from having a relationship with her?
Yes.
Why?
Because, that's it. Why? She's asking you why.
Because of what you said on that message.
No, that happened. You were keeping Cairo from me long before that.
No, I was not.
Okay, so let's take a breath, ladies. Miss Carolyn, can you own that based on hurt or misunderstanding or upset in your relationship with Miss Keisha, you have behaved badly?
Oh, absolutely, I have.
Miss Keisha, can you own that because of hurt or upset, you have behaved badly? Can you own that?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
And that's because you two, having created a woman-to-woman relationship, you haven't given her your heart, and you haven't given her your heart. So y'all are still suspicious of one another. That's the bottom line. And until you heal that, it's gonna be like that. Is there anything else you want to share with Miss Keisha?
I really, really would like to spend some time with Cairo. I've already missed a lot. He's such a precious child. I would like to be a part of that, if you will let me.
I will reach out to you more. I will include you in our little family unit that we have. When you want to see Cairo, you can come over to our house sometimes.
Okay, that's good.
With the women finally having a breakthrough, I suggest that Keisha reaffirms her commitment to the entire family.
I have committed that Carolyn will be able to see Cairo.
She got an open invitation.
I love it.
I'm gonna do my part and trying to make this work because I definitely want to be a part of this.
So, Mr. Daniel,
Yes, ma'am.
you got a lot of work ahead of you, both your own personal work and your work with navigating all this estrogen. It's too much estrogen for me. Give me a big old hug, Miss Carolyn.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Daniel, I'm so glad we was fighting.
Man, I got a surprise for my mom. I'm gonna go get Cairo.
Okay,
Can I run out real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, I know. I'm never moving.
There's your granny!
Granny! Hi, you're going? Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Guess what? I miss you all day.
He's so goofy.
I miss you all day, man. All day.
Yay!
I love you.
I love you too.